I need space. Sometimes this is the message that you might dread to receive, and how you instinctually might want to react to this message can often set you up for disaster. I'm dating coach and TED speaker Hayley Quinn, and I'm here to explain to you what he really means when he says I need space, and how to handle it with confidence and like a pro. Of course, sometimes when people say they need space, they genuinely need space. Maybe they've had a bereavement in the family, a really difficult time at work, and sometimes how people deal with that stress and pressure is to withdraw a little bit into their own time and company. However, if this is cyclical, like this person keeps withdrawing, keeps needing space, or more often than not, when someone says, I need space, it's basically dating shorthand for, I'm not sure if I'm ready to commit to this yet. Also, if someone says that I need space thing, it's obvious that they're not comfortable with clearly communicating their needs to you, or they don't feel that the relationship is at that level where transparency is the right route forwards. All in all, it's sending a bad signal about the other person's confidence in the relationship. This can be particularly bad if you've just had a really close time together. For instance, you've had an amazing holiday, you've celebrated a birthday, and suddenly there's this really destabilizing pullback where they need space. This is also a little bit of a red flag to you as well, where if you have had a moment where you've experienced more connection, you feel closer, and this is how they're reacting to it, this might well be a signal of how they engage in relationships generally. Think of it this way. With each of us in our lives at the moment, we all have slightly different levels of intimacy and closeness that we like and that we want in our lives. It's kind of like being in a swimming pool where you might really like to be in the deep end of intimacy and you feel really comfortable being closer to people. You, in fact, love feeling closer to people. Someone else might be in the shallow end and they just don't feel that comfortable with having the level of intimacy, closeness, and commitment as you do. This is not a reflection of you. This is them often signaling what kind of relationship they can offer. So when you have been really close to someone and they suddenly pull away, your automatic reaction is going to be, how do I fix it? What have I done wrong? How do I fix it? Because even on a very animal level, everything about you is going to want to get back to that feeling of safety, of closeness, security, that you know where you stand. And because of that, you might quickly go into repair mode where you want to talk about it. You want to figure out what's really going wrong here. You want to come out with a plan to fix it. You need to talk. You need to spend time together. And yet all of these things that your instinct is driving you to do is actually giving the opposite to them of what they've requested, which is to have some space. Whilst I know in a perfect world, if someone says, I need space, you'll be able to sit down opposite them and have a really mature adult conversation about exactly what they mean by that, whether that's about from the relationship, whether that's a signal they can't commit, are they feeling uncomfortable, etc., etc. Unfortunately, we do not live in this perfect world. Sometimes people signal to you through their actions exactly what they're able to offer you. And by taking a step back at this time, it isn't that you're being unsupportive. In fact, you're giving the person exactly the support that they asked for. But what's more important than you giving the other person what they want? Actually, if someone has asked for space, it's more important that you now do a bit of a rain check on the relationship as a whole, rather than going into repair mode and losing sight of your own feelings in the process. Now is the best time you can have to really reflect on whether this relationship is able to meet your needs. If you are someone who seeks to be closer with someone, if you are someone who prefers direct and clear communication, then if the needing space thing continues or is a pattern within your relationship, then that could be just a really clear signal to you that you are just not that compatible. Also, rather than worrying too much about how you can fix it for them, it's very important for you to actually spend time reconnecting with your own feelings and to think, is this okay with me? Am I all right having a relationship with someone who can't show up for me in the way that I want, who's on and off like a light switch, who's a bit inconsistent? Asking yourself those questions is actually going to be more powerful in shifting your focus from how do I fix it with this person to is this relationship going to actually make me happy? Because as we all know, we cannot control other people's thoughts, feelings, or actions, but you can get clearer in terms of what you're happy with for yourself. By not interfering and taking a step back, you also give yourself the best possible opportunity to take a read on how invested in the relationship this person is, rather than at the second they ask for space, wanting to sit down and have a conversation to figure out exactly how much space. It's if you take that step back and you spend some time apart, you will see by how much effort that person makes to reconnect with you what their intentions are. It's going to give you the best insight possible into whether this relationship is workable or not. So as hard as it is, when someone says they need space, do nothing, look after your own needs first, radically accept what they've said, suck it up, because I know it's really hard. I know it's really disorientating, but trust that by spending this time having some space for yourself as well, you will get the clarity about what you want and what you need. If you'd like more of my dating advice, which is all about empowering you and building your confidence in love, head over to hayleyquinn.com/real love. The link is below this video. And if you'd like more of my relationship advice, please subscribe to my channel, or at least give this video a like.